shamanic, the shamans don't have an answer more than a way to lead you to your own ability to not only heal, but of course you've started out feeling something, and that's why you go for help anyway. But it's not well to trust people with any of your feelings when it comes to um, your path. See, how you feel, people can only just listen to it, and that's what's very important. I didn't just say that nobody can care to share with you something that may help you along your journey. But what I'm saying is that it's not a good idea to think that just because, no matter how really, no matter how intricately you share, you know, um, it's still only your business as far as the things that you need to take care of in this life, what you think you're responsible for. See, the stuff that the system has us doing, which is kind of easy peasy if we see it as like, okay, there's that backdrop, because in the foreground there's the possibility that you can make a breakthrough of not only knowing your real life, but can we really meet in outer space? Weird question, because well, it's not a weird question for me, and there's a reason. I do have an autobiography up to this moment now, plumb, that points at just highly isolated, hermited. But it's weird because it's like, well, I love where I'm at, but it's not fun not having a teammate. How about that? And I'm thrown back and forth about it, because here I am thinking, okay, no, for sure, it's easier. A partnership and friends it's easier to think that when you have somebody there to do anything. See, I own, I own land, I own property here, and but, uh, you know, it needs a lot of work, and I didn't just say, oh, that's not going to be fun for people that come around me. In fact, I don't want people around me unless they can see that they can make like these things that I think that is just kind of it's boring doing it alone. And I get far more excited only because, and here's why. I get excited being able to work on it with other people is because really is because I haven't I like being able to share who I am with people, and it's important to have people around you that anticipate what you have to share of yourself, that they're actually able to pick up on your essence, say, the essence of your presence, I guess. But I think by the time we get to where I'm talking about it now, where it sounds like I can't even be present with what I have now. And it's like, no, we could, I would love to explain myself, and it's good to try to write an autobiography or talk about it, because everybody should. They should get on this thing and give their unique perspective as much as they can well understand it, to begin to have a rhyme or reason behind it. Really, everybody's life has a rhyme or reason, to tell you the truth. Now, whether or not the narcissist can pluck it out for us is a whole other question. I don't mean to just all of a sudden say the narcissist and start slapping people around with narcissist, because we are all narcissists. How about that? Yep, that's what Sam Vaknin says. We are all definitely susceptible to becoming the southerly narcissist, the ones that are the fully encapsulated mind. Because what we're saying is that we are all narcissists is basically it's this: we all have a sense of self. The narcissist has a poor sense of self, which is the mind only. See, we all have a mind to contend with. And narcissism is just first of all, level out with me, babe. I don't even think Sam Vaknin goes here and starts to say, now let's look at words, because that is the narcissist battlefield, right? We're supposed to go like this and now just listen to bullshit, and that's a hell of a tedious kind of edge to walk, because I have made 2,500 videos or something near there, easily getting close, just give it a month, um, of nothing but just talking. So we have yet to open up the subject matter of why do we even open our mouths and for what, and really. Now, I'm experienced phenomena, especially recently in some of my videos, but it could be happening in other ones, but especially recently, now that we might be getting closer and closer to it, the phenomena of resonation, it does not just pertain to um, somebody saying, well, the rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain. You know, if you're in Spain, you'll probably notice that the rain falls on the plain mainly. I don't know, but maybe there's a reason they say that, right? And so that kind of, it's called resonates. Does that resonate with you? If it does, that means you're a sheep out in the meadow and you're looking at the truth, and there it is. So resonation is just, it vibrates your experiential router, your heart, which is connected to with little tiny electrodes. It's real. We have to keep explaining this to the children, that you do not live in a purely physical world. You are an electrical being. In fact, it's probably all electrical according to atomic readout, or matter, which is, supposedly atoms are an electron, and electrons are all the same, but there's just like this slight vibrational variation in the center coming out of, what is it? I'm explaining it as, and isn't this an interesting conversation? Come on, man, we're with a Mercury square. The atom in the center of it is a black hole. It essentially is kind of like this oscillator. Very thin veil that we're dealing with here. And where is it? We don't really know. I'm dialing in on, perhaps, yes. It has to do with our eyes. This eye right here. We are very atomic. It would not, this whole illusion of out there and even in here would not arrive unless we ourselves were atomic matter, right? And what is that saying, Shauna? Well, it's just, look at what the scientists are trying to talk about, and they won't talk about it very well, because why? I don't know. They aren't supposed to talk about it. Who's not supposed to talk about it? Well, men. Men aren't designed for talk, unless they're taking an instruction from another one who knows how to say something pertaining to something useful that we need to hear, and then therefore maybe get done. Other than that, they are the ones that get it done, baby, right? They love it. They're like, all right, they go out and they do it, and then they come back, and we have a pyramid or whatever. I don't know, not really. Oh, who knows, babe? But are there men and women here, and do you think there's a natural order of things in accordance to how they operate? Whatever that fairy tale may be, go ahead and just comment section down below. What works, as far as if the truth is what worked here, as far as if what worked and or the truth was something that made sense to the children in case they were to investigate. Some of this might be funny, I don't know. See, coming along here now, we're going to talk about Venus in Virgo. I have Venus in Virgo. It's in the sky right now. Have you noticed? Okay, you might not notice it now, but let me tell you when you're really going to notice it. Mercury, when it goes back into Virgo, which is soon here, if I can find our book for us and manage to try and see without any light and ability to see, but I can see. When it does go into Virgo, it's going to be here in September, and that's when we're going to feel the real essence of Virgonian consciousness trying to work for us. It's the Virgin. And Virgin is all about the healing process and what we need to heal with, and the services provided therein, and every little meticulous thing that has to do with creating a healing environment includes sterilization of what your trash cans, your bathrooms, but the people that serve, basically the service workers that do that in the background, believe it or not, some people love to conduct a clean situation, like to have it just to get it ready, and now the behind the scene workers, man, are cooking and cleaning, and even, yes, of course, we have the nurses and teachers, and the ones that selflessly do things, but really you want to look at what really helps and heals. Um, Virgonians offer what is already known, but of course, in our day and age, it's looking like, oh, this is so right? It's modern day trendy. And it's like, no, this is what food is really supposed to look like. It's organic, and you just stick to a main staple and you stop fucking around. Especially with killing animals. I mean, really? You don't do it at the right time, and when and how, and anyway. And what are your dogs doing? I think I made a video about that, and I don't mean to pick on egos with dogs. No, no, there is something different going on that I don't want to talk about. It's none of my business, right? But see, I tried to talk about it in one of my videos about the one dog. That's it just comes up. You can see it as a metaphor or something like, what does she mean, the one dog? No, I'm talking about a literal dog. See, in Idlewild, where I live, in a small community. See, I feel like I need to like ring a bell and say, excuse me, but don't you see? I'm not making this up, but this is a small place, and there are neighborhoods here, and there are people here. Possible two types. Let's get that out on the table. See, every time I tried to bring that up on the True Locals, Idlewild True Locals, see, I will only bring it up like in my fashioned language, and it's like an interesting display. And then, well, I won't pipe up unless somebody says, "Yeah, that's an interesting concept." And in fact, that happened. A woman was talking about it, and then see, I think that even in your town and in the world and everywhere, right now, what needs to happen is people need to stand up and start saying, now we should talk about this, about these things. Fuck what Channel 4 News and BBC and CNN and NBC and ABC and all of that stuff is talking about. Turn it off and let's find out. Look each other in the eyes and figure, how do we make this a more bitchin' scene to where we can actually be proud of ourselves. And having said that, there's a bunch of people that are proud of their um, belief in the system, I guess, and they just they don't know that you can let that go and keep working the same things that your body needs, but even more healthy. How about that? Get better water going. Put the work in. Find out. Fucking re-educate yourselves, man. You people aren't educated to even know how to get clean water into you if you really needed to. And it's so simple that, yes, it's a phenomena of once you start looking into it, right? Some little African boy did it. He's like, God, you can get water from these certain amazing structures that you can make on a larger scale than just making them small and condensate out in the middle of the desert. A certain time when you can just catch the water in the air anyway. Getting back to that subject matter, of course, the Virgonian planets are going to be opposing the Neptune planets, and it's already opposing the Saturn. See, I was saying square in the last time, and really, when you say square, we're meaning opposition, which is very different than the square. Very different. Now, I say it's as unique as the conjunction because it's a once in the 35, 365-degree um, zodiacal movement of the entire zodiac. It happens just once that there's an opposition, and it happens just once that there's a conjunction. The squares happen twice, where it's more of a blindsiding and it's difficult. The squares are difficult. It's unfortunate. Not that the opposition isn't difficult. I can tell you everything and anything about it. You can too, really. It's kind of sad. Just look up, and it's kind of cool with this computer actually. When you can look up um, transiting, which means it's the sky of it's Neptune's oppose natal, which is you have a natal Venus, and I have a natal Venus in Virgo, and just in general, you can look up Neptune oppose your Venus, transiting Neptune oppose Venus, or any planet, and see what a person's going through, possibly, but it can get darn specific. It can get as specific as getting into your houses, and then we'll start. See, I should um, be obligated and responsible to do an algorithmic thing for whatever AI that, I mean, if it can positively work for us to keep on this train of information to share. Uh, who knows why we believe in the electrical so well, but the truth is I'm dialing in on how that it's probably already here. See, you don't put 60,000 Elon Musk, the satellites in the air without trying making it fully electrified already, so that a whole other civilization can use their new electrical vehicles, and others can wonder, well, why is that happening in front of our faces? But really, they have plans doing something else. Is happening now. If you haven't noticed, you're being bombarded heavily with EMF waves, and it feels like shit. They are doing it wherever they want. They can put euphoric waves over stadiums where people are gathering to watch the circus shows that keeps everybody busy doing nothing but burning their own resources and keeping the uselessness, I'm sorry, happening. It's not civilization. That is indoctrination right there. They could be doing a lot more, because right under the heels of that, right around the corner, is just ungodly conditions found. But all of it is ungodly conditions, man. That's not. Sorry, excuse me, pardon me. We all went through it. I went to the stadiums. I went to Dodger Stadium. Hey, worldwide. But no, there's the New York Stadium. I mean, everybody has their stadiums, right? Just something to do and fill time with. Really, just totally distract yourself with. Really, that's really it. Getting back to AI doing whatever it's doing there. But let's talk about it working for us and stuff like this. And thanks for listening. The electricity, the way that it's harnessing us, and the best way to use it is just to try and regroup through the way of reaching a level of enlightenment, which is the only way. It is really the only way. There's only one way, too. And that is the truth, see? And there's only one reality, and that is the path. And, you know, how miserable are we going to get as a whole, as just a human organism? See, my fear is, and this is the fear of all fears, really, and this is why we need to really keep talking, keep talking about it. Can we make a breakthrough? Can we help me? See, all I want is a motorcycle, and I want to be able to keep my property. Why can't I have that? I will become a better person. Really, is this the same video? Some people know that maybe a good teammate is the answer. For what, Shauna? What do you think that you fucking can do? See, I'm asking for all of humanity. It's like, what do you think you can do with each other? First of all, with the monetary system over there, pulling you like puppets. Pulling you like puppets, man. Pulling your strings like fucking puppets. See, I say I want a good teammate, of course, a divine masculine, that sees exactly what I've been trying to do here for the past 3 years. Not only that, but what humanity is trying to do, baby. I am humanity, and I did not. See, I would love to tell you people my autobiography, who I come from, and why I'm sitting precisely where I am, and how. And I do not look at it like other people do. I can't. I began this video as to saying, no, you can't even share that. You have a certain way about it that you think it can work, because otherwise it won't work. What I really mean is, They can't work it for you, not in a million, trillion, quadrillion years. That's the problem. See, if you start saying the obvious, like what I'm beating around the bush, is just saying, really, I have this life is kind of a fantasy, and I guess a lot of people just want to destroy it. And it's like, no, I would like to share it with you also. I would like to share it with somebody. Very little. See, I'm working on getting my very little in, and I guess that's all I need to do. But I want a teammate. It's not nothing I need. Did I say it earlier that I need it? No, I want one. I want one on my same level that is like, fuck, and so how do we keep this beauty? How do we keep this sanctuary for us? Not only that, but can we, and this is where Christ said, Christ, am I onto something? Yes, tell them the truth, honey. Here, first, let me get, okay, thank you. um, two or more, just takes two or more, that we set a living example. If it's that it sets off a controversy, I mean, already it's like that for me. When I ask for a teammate, I'm saying, are you ready to sit next to me? And are you wholeheartedly ready to say, fuck the world, 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 fuck the world. If you're not wholeheartedly ready to do that, move on. I'm not going to fight and butt heads with you. I don't need the distraction. I am looking for resonation. Fuck the world! My husband is